have root beer floats for you guys. We have 30 gallons of ice cream. So please, when you're done, don't just leave and go home. We'll get you out of here at a reasonable time, but we want you guys to hang out and have some ice cream floats and enjoy your time together. We are so honored that you guys are here. With all of that, let me just go ahead and introduce my close friend and a musician that you guys have come to know and love, and hopefully he's on the side of the stage here. Let's welcome Paul Cardall. Yes, yes, yes.
How we doing? Welcome. This is such a great treat for me to be able to play for you because it's been a difficult time for musicians. We haven't been able to get out and play for live audiences, so I am so grateful that you came tonight. There's so many familiar faces. I feel like I'm playing for family. In fact, I want to acknowledge my wife, Tina, right here on the front row, sitting next to my... It's called the Rock Church. This is my rock right here. My sister Karen is with us too. My friend Jordan, he's all the way from Tennessee. We live in a great state, don't we? So but I miss Utah. I mean, my family is here, my heritage, my culture. I love where I'm from. I really, really do. So I am just thrilled and honored, and I am so grateful for this incredible body of people that come to this church here. They have always made me feel welcome. I think it was 17 years ago. I had a buddy named Jonathan Schultz. He played the bass in a band called The Given, and I was big into the Utah music scene. I needed to know everybody who was part of that, as I was starting out trying to figure out how to do music. I would knock on people's doors like Kurt Bester. I say, how do you do this? How do you get into this? He plays at Provenal Hall every year and Eccles. I'd knock on Michael McLean's door. He's like, who are you? I'm just a punk kid trying to figure it out. And so I always loved the music scene, and Jonathan was an engineer. And I said, let's make a record. And we made an album called Faithful, 2003. The song that was on that blew my mind because it started to grow in popularity and success and started to actually provide income for my family. It was a song called Sweet Escape. And you might hear that tonight. But when I was in the studio, in came this guy who looked like he just rolled off a tour bus. And he was a mess. He was a mess. And his name was Steele. And I said, well, that goes with the name. So clearly, but we started getting to know each other and we became friends. And over the years, I've watched my friend and what God has done in his life. This is a rock star that went from being a rock star with all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and all that stuff to a faithful husband with incredible children who know God, who love other people, and never, ever once made me feel like, hey, you got to get over here. You got to come be here. I came because I wanted some good music. That's all. That's the only reason. So I am thrilled to be here at the Rock Church. And I want to thank the staff of the Rock. They've put a lot of work into this. They truly love their neighbors. We did a concert a couple years ago called the Worth of Souls concert. Did anybody come to the Worth of Souls concert? Well, my wife came. Thank you, honey. We had so much fun because I invited all these former American Idol contestants that go down to BYU, and we put on a worship concert with Ashley Hess and Jordan Moyes and Ellie Duke and all these incredible musicians. And they again provided this incredible home for us to be able to sing these songs about the Lord that we love so much. Well, tonight, I'm in your living room. This is what this is tonight. There's no other band. We're not doing the Broken Miracle. We're doing the heart of what brought me closer to my Heavenly Father when I was 16 years old, and trying to understand why in the world do I have a bad heart with all these scars. My parents have been spending a lot of money trying to keep me alive, all these prayers. What am I doing here? And my friend, out of nowhere, perfectly healthy, wonderful human being, gets killed in a car accident. What in the world? Why so much irony in life? What is this? And I sat at the piano. And I was born in a hospital where you just hear ding, 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 ding. In the hospital for surgeries, procedures, all I would hear is ding, 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 ding. And that's trauma. And then I sit at the piano, having taken piano lessons at age 8. Quit after 6 months. My mother had 8 kids. You guys know raising kids, how difficult it is to get the kids to do something. My mother let me go and I didn't have to worry about the piano. But I was grieving. I was trying to understand what is the purpose of all my suffering and pain. I was so obsessed with my pain. How in the world would my friend just out of nowhere get killed? And all of a sudden, and that might not sound like a big deal. You know, Nate, you know, as a piano player, you hit those couple notes. It's like, where'd that come from? And in my mind, it was God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit. And all of a sudden, I felt connected and that everything was going to be okay. And I wrote this song called Dave's Farewell. Thank you. Thank you. And what I found so fascinating and so interesting about playing is I was not trained in classical music. Classical music is very complex. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of things you have to do, a lot of practice, and I see people so stressed out preparing for concerts, but then they go and they do these concerts, and it's incredible the way they are able to do it. And then I remember watching the movie Amadeus. I mean, you guys watch that movie Amadeus? Mozart in that film was a buffoon. He was a filthy man, a vulgar man, but he always said, but my music is pure. He actually was not that. That this is not the story of Mozart, but Mozart said something that I've always taken to heart. He said, utilize the space between the notes, the silence between the notes. And how hard is it in our world today to actually find the silence within? And I'm the kind of person who's had so much happen in my world and in the lives of people I care about so deeply that it's hard to sit still. I feel like I have to anxiously be moving and going and trying to solve all the problems, you know, and yet, why am I feeling this way? And music then would just calm me down. It was the best drug to calm me down. So I just want to play a couple of the hymns. I love the hymns. I grew up with the hymns, and my first job playing the piano was in the Roof Restaurant at the top of the Joseph Smith building, so at least I'd made it to the top of, you know, something at that time. But yeah, I you know, all I had to know was happy birthday. And it was the most spiritual happy birthday you'd ever heard in your life, I'm telling you. So anyways, but the hymns have always helped me get in tune with the divine. So I'm going to play a couple of them from some of the hymns albums you may know. So if you're trying to figure out how to categorize this music, it's heavy mellow. Yeah, this heavy mellow. Yeah, it's a minimal approach. It's a minimalist. It's very simple. It's very a lot of space in between, a lot of pauses, and it's very reflective. And sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'll be playing. I think they're bored. They're bored. But the reality is, I'm not. I'm having a good time. Are you having a good time? Okay. Good. Good deal. So after we finished The Broken Miracle, which is the last album I did, we had some amazing artists on the record. I was blessed beyond measure to have David Archuleta on the album. I had written a song for my wife, Tina. How do you write a song for your wife? I mean, this it has to be epic. So we got David Archuleta, who fell in love with the song, and he's actually on tour with Murray Osmond, and he fully orchestrated it and has been performing that. So if you want to hear that done properly, you got to catch a Murray Osmond show, I guess, with David. And we had Thompson Square, an incredible country band. And, the list goes on and on. Tyler Glenn, my dear friend from the Neon Trees, who I love with all my heart. Yeah, exactly. And just some really good people. And the whole point of that record was to basically say, anyone, no matter who they are, where they are, what they are, is welcome at my table. Everyone is welcome to my table. And that is something I learned over time by coming to understand who Jesus Christ is. This book, The Prodigal God, oh my goodness. Steele gave it to me, I think, as a gift one Christmas, like 17 years ago. It sat on my toilet. You've got those books, right under the scriptures. They get dusty, you never pick it up. It just sat there. I'm like, I'm not reading this guy. I don't know him. He's not from my culture. I'm not trusting this, so I'm not going to read it. And yet, I had gone out and asked people to read things. And so I was like, oh, whatever, I'll read it. I didn't. I put it off. No. And then my wife and I moved to Nashville. And, we travel a lot. We go a lot of places. We see a lot of things. We've been in a lot of different churches. I think I've gone to a lot of church. We've gone to a lot of church. I mean, I've seen all kinds of amazing things. I experienced the Latin Mass for the first time in my life with Tina's mother in Cleveland, Ohio. And it was the most beautiful and strangest, but it was so incredible because I watched my mother-in-law cry. In that moment right there, God told her, I love you. And in that situation, she was teaching me. And I loved it. I loved it. So everybody is welcome to my table. But after The Broken Miracle, I thought, I just want to go back to the heart of what I began with. I want to feel that I want people to feel that fire that is, man, I tell you, I am on fire. And I want people to feel it, but I need them to feel it in a very simple way. And so I just went to my friend's studio. I mean, we've recorded with big orchestras. We've made it complex. We've had big stars. We've done all these things. I just wanted to go in and play an old upright piano that was broken. Because that's me. I wanted to take something that was just something that a professional wouldn't touch. Because there's rules. I just wanted to sit down and I wanted to work with it and move with it and play with it. And like the carpenter who loves to fix things, just play and make music out of something so broken. I came away from it and I said to Tina, I was like, this is the worst record of my life. This is going to be a disaster. I can't put this out. And my engineer just worked on it. He worked on it. And then I had 4 hours of music and it narrowed it down. I can't believe what's happened. I went in, I didn't have any songs written, nothing. I just sat and I said, God, flow through me. And that's what happened. So this album, December, that you guys are the only ones that know. Well, I guess we're broadcasting this. Now everyone, oh, shoot. I'm supposed to wait. Okay, I have a record coming out December. Oops. And so we're going to do there's an orchestrated one that's very light, very minimal. It's not big orchestra, and then just the piano. And the first piece of music that's coming off of that is called September Winds. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary. My wife was in New York. She was present, and she could smell the smoke. You guys can smell California. We live in a very interesting time. We need to embrace what has already happened. And so this I want to play a little bit of this song. It's not perfect because it was improvisational, but what we captured there, I can't repeat. I really can't. But this is called September Winds. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to, when I first met Steele, they had a record, Captured by Grace. And I remember going over to 21st South. There was this old warehouse, and this is where these guys were doing music. And I thought it was incredible because it looked like a lot of people that were really struggling in life were gathering into this warehouse, a church, and everyone just seemed to feel like they mattered. They welcomed because everyone was not what I was used to. But there was so much love. It was so contagious. And Steele would sing these songs. He was a rock and roller, and now he starts writing songs about Jesus. So I want Steele to come up, and I know they've got guitars here, because this is what they do on Saturdays and Sundays. Oh, he just happens to have a guitar. Look at that. Steele is the worship leader here. What does a worship leader do?
Yeah, they play music and hope that the songs do similar to what you're doing right now. Point people to the Savior.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what they do. So that's my job here.
You're doing a pretty good job.
Thanks, Paul.
Because I'm here.
And that's a win for us. That's a win for me.
It's a win for him.
Yeah.
So there's the song we talked about. We played it, but this is a powerful piece of music, and the lyrics that came out of you as God came in and changed you, which I saw the change. I was like, I am so messed up. I want that so bad. I want that. So this is Matters.
To you I matter, and to you I matter all along. To you I matter, and now I love you more and more as my face seems to wrinkle with time. And from the splendor of my youth stems a silver crown of wisdom that's mine. And as you guide me by your hand, show me glimpses of your plan and your glory, so others always see that to me you'll always be what will matter. To me you'll matter all along. To me you'll matter. All of my soul longs to see how you could take the blame for me, just to be in your glory. Just alone, and I'm kneeling at your throne. Will you show me then how in the blackest of my years you collected all my tears and what you did with them, and how you laughed out loud, delighting in the details details of me. How I'll forever be the one that you set free, 'cause I mattered. 'Cause to you I matter all along. To you I matter.
Thank you. Hey, Paul, I wonder if, would you have, is it all right if I ask you just a couple of questions? If we sit down and just, I know
Yeah.
fans would love to know more about what's going on in your world, and then you'll get back
Oh,
to some more
man.
music. Is that
Of course.
okay? All
Yes,
right, let me
yes,
just put
yes,
my
yes.
guitar down here.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow. We're having an interview. How you guys doing? Thank you. All right. Are you having a good time, Zoe? Oh yeah. This is
She's the best.
Zoe.
She's the best.
She goes paragliding. It's true. I know. It is true. You should shout. It's okay. You're in a church. I believe you. We're going to do it, aren't we? Oh, you okay. An adventure. One of the All Heart Adventures.
Hey, let me do this. Let's all thank Paul for being here again tonight. So you guys may not know this, but Paul specifically came in. It's the worst deal for you. It's, hey, why don't you fly out here? And then we're not going to pay you anything.
Right.
And you're going to do a free concert
Right.
on a Sunday.
Right.
And then you got to leave the next day.
That's right.
So
Well,
all of this is true. He came here specifically for you guys tonight. You need to know that.
Thank you.
He didn't happen to be in town. He came here for this night tonight. And honestly, we are honored. I am honored. It's a long time in the making. Right?
It's been amazing.
It's been
just the
17
journey.
years of friendship.
Yeah.
And lots of conversations and lots of music, and it's been amazing. And I wanted to kind of give a glimpse into our relationship and really what's kind of happened in your world the last few years. And we're both talkers, so I need to say this. I'm going to put a timer on, because if we don't, these people are going to be they're going to be throwing the ice cream at us, okay? So we have to be sensitive to their time, because they came to hear your music.
We can talk about ice cream all night.
All day. Yeah, all day.
Okay.
But I want to be sensitive to their time.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna give us 20 minutes, no more than that.
Okay,
Got
okay.
it? So that means Paul.
All right,
Paul,
okay,
don't
Donahue.
talk all
Yes.
night long, Paul. Is
Okay,
what
here we
I'm
go.
saying. Just kidding. I'm saying it to myself.
My wife's probably said that before too. She thinks-
Listen, I'm going to ask you this question. Here's the first question. I've only got a few for you. What has been the largest change when it comes to your understanding of the atonement of Jesus Christ in the last couple of years? The biggest change when it comes to your understanding of the atonement of Christ in the last couple of years?
That's a good question. A very good question. For me, what I have needed so desperately and what I wanted so desperately was, I had the heart transplant. Somebody died. Somebody's son. Friends died. I felt this obligation to go out and save the world because Jesus had saved me. He brought me back from the dead. I told everybody, if he can do this, surely he can raise all of us. And this was, I was on this crusade, and I spread myself thin, and even now I'm still just spreading myself thin. I'm a wreck still, but I've never felt so freer. What happened was, I decided to cut out everything that was keeping me from accessing the God who saved me. I was on an operating table. I was suffocating. I was trying to figure out if I'm going to live. I remember they were bagging me. And I didn't know if I'd make this. This was a while ago. And I look up and I feel this like drip of blood fall on me. And it was just in my mind. This was not some supernatural thing, but in that moment, I saw 2 feet nailed to a pole, and I knew who it was. And he was suffocating. He was in a lot of pain, and he resonated with me because I was dying at the moment. But the minute I thought of that, he breathed into me, and I felt alive. And yet, I kept going back to that. Why don't I feel that? Why can't I get the freedom to have that in my life? And what it was is I'd put so many barriers because I was taught to do this, do this, do this. I need to meet with this person, and this person in order to feel worthy. I didn't feel worthy. I got baggage. I have addictions. I have things, and I didn't think I could ever admit that. I had to go into an office and sit down, and then I didn't know. But then I took the New Testament specifically, and I just got rid of all the commentary, and I just started reading. In Matthew 5, Jesus says, I have come not to abolish the law, which is love, but to fulfill the law and the prophets. He had made a covenant with 2 people that kind of betrayed him. Abram decided to take another wife. They made a child. God ends up changing their name because he keeps his promises, and they repent and they change and they get these new names, and then God says, because God always keeps his promises. And here I am looking back at this, and God makes this covenant. And then he keep calling prophets and keep choosing people to intervene and try to help people, because this is what Jesus was doing. He was sending people to help Israel change. They didn't change. He put them under covenant. They couldn't keep their covenants. Nobody. And I said, I can't keep my covenants. Even if I take a cookie out of the cookie jar, I just broke my covenants. So how am I supposed to keep my covenants? I just committed theft. I belong on the cross next to Jesus. I'm a thief. But then, Jesus, he is the new and everlasting covenant. He is perfect. He lived a sinless life. He is God. I can't keep mine, but he kept his. And when he climbed up on that cross, because, they nailed him, but he went willingly. It was in that moment where I was like, every time Jesus encountered somebody, people were there saying, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is not how it is. This is not in the rule book. And Jesus never looked at him. He paid right attention at the sinner. So he's paying right attention to me. He said, I got you. And when I started to say, if I can just, but here's the thing still. I thought I can go do this. No, he came to me. He came and broke my heart, captured my heart, changed my heart, and then over a period of time, because I'm a stubborn person, trenched in tradition, and want to do what I've been taught to do because I'm in love with my family and my parents, my culture. I've been on crusades preaching this. I had to tear down all the idols. And then he comes, and when I was there, I couldn't explain to you how I felt. And now it's hard to explain to that family. But all I know is I've never felt lighter. I have freedom. But truth comes from a pregnant woman named Love. And know the truth, and it will set you free. And I've never felt more liberated to have a relationship with God without middlemen.
Wow, Paul, that is Amazing. I want to ask this question because I know you've been there. I've been there. We've all been here. And I think it's important because you are so well known and so many people rightfully look to you for inspiration and encouragement because you are an inspiration and an encouragement. You spoke a little bit about this already, but you've been here before. What would you say to somebody who is struggling in their faith right now? What should they know above all else? That they're struggling? Are they okay to struggle before Jesus? What would you say?
Well, you know, I the first thing that comes to my mind is Jesus set out early to go to a well. Why would he go to this well? And he sends the other guys, you know, you guys go into the city and make preparations. Where are you going to be? It doesn't matter. He goes to this well and he waits because he knows somebody's coming. Here comes this woman. She's on her 7th husband. She's in a lot of pain, grief. She wants a divorce. Her husband won't give it to her. She keeps going from husband. She's an adulterous woman. She's a prostitute. She's this, she's that. She's all these things. And they treated her like trash. Even the men that Jesus chose would have said, "Are you out of your mind? Do you know what filth that is?" She was an outcast, a misfit, a moth among self-righteous butterflies that had the church. And here is Jesus waiting. Why? To heal her. To let her know, I love you. And she was the first to know in the story that he is Christ. And she knew right off the bat. My point is that those other guys had to get out of the way for her to have a real encounter with Jesus Christ. And so if you are struggling in your faith, listen, it doesn't make me a more righteous person. That doesn't mean I don't sin. I sin. I get angry. I have challenges. My wife, who is a saint, I mean, if there's ever a saint, this is the woman. You know, this is a woman who is, she is not a second-class citizen the way they treated women. But Jesus said, I got you. I love you. And he went by one and encountered people. And when I stopped chasing him, he tore down the wall. He's a reckless God because he wants his children to know how much he loves them, how much he wants to heal them and fix them. This is why he went onto the cross. And the minute I started to recognize that he was encountering me all along the way, but I kept putting things in the between because this is the world I'm in. For me, I was getting to him who is the temple, but I didn't ever recommend to go be with him. So he came to me because he makes me worthy, because he is worthy.
Paul, I appreciate how honest you're being. It's encouraging to me. It's inspiring to me. This is kind of a unique question, simply for your audience, and honestly for so many, because we're here. You guys have come tonight here to this place, and this is a question for you, and you've mentioned it a bit already. I didn't know you were going to do that, but you know, there's a lot of people all around us in the world that make it their specialty to insult other people, to insult other faiths, to insult one another. We live in a world that does that, regardless if it's politically or religiously or whatever it could be, and so everybody's always on the defense. And the question I would have, and that can happen even in churches, unfortunately, it's a terrible thing. But my question for you is, would you consider this church, the Rock Church, a good place for people to just come ask questions about Jesus in the Bible? Would you say this is a place that is known for standing against people or hurting people? Or would you say, not hurting people even on purpose, but just staunch against certain things? Or would this be a place that you think, in your opinion, in your history, would go, you know, this is a safe place for people to come and learn more about what Jesus might say out of the Bible?
Well, I'm here, and I was a tough cookie because, you know, I knew everything. I had all the answers. Now I wake up every morning going, Lord, I have no idea what you're going to do today. I'm excited. It might be a miserable day because I feel miserable, but I'm excited. What's going to happen today? And it became this like contagious thing, and my life started to just flow. But look, I had nowhere else to go to think freely. I had nowhere to go, and I would come, and I don't remember honestly what was taught. I just remember coming through the doors, and I could be a sinner. I could say, I'm addicted to this. I'm divorced. I go every month to see my kids. I don't have them all the time. I made bad decisions. But I couldn't heal. I couldn't repair myself. And when I came in here, you guys didn't do it. You don't have a program on how to fix broken people. You don't layer it with policy and all these things that the Pharisees would do every time Jesus was trying to help somebody. You can't help that woman. She's an adulteress. She's a whore. You can't do that. You can't help the blind man. It's Sunday. Jesus just ignored them and fixed them. And when I came in here, it was just the beginning of a lot of different churches. I've been in so many different churches in Nashville, so many churches with my wife in Slovenia. God came and pulled me out. So this is a safe place for anybody to come and to just be present and feel things. And Jesus does,
And did you ever feel pressure? That's important.
No, I was trying to pressure you. I was trying to get you. Come on, man. I was trying to get you. That was my responsibility. Jesus shut that down.
Last question, and then we want to hear your songs. I told you we were going to do this in good time. 13 minutes, baby. We're crushing it. Here's my last question for you. And you've done this already, Paul, because you just it kind of oozes out of you. Last question, then you'll do some final songs, and then we're going to get some ice cream floats. What has changed in your relationship with Jesus over the past couple of years? And what difference has it made for your faith personally? You've alluded to a lot of it, but maybe just to wrap it up, what was the big change? What difference did it make for you?
I think the biggest thing is that I don't see people divided. I think for me, as I mentioned earlier, everybody is welcome to my temple because Jesus is the God who weeps. He is the God who bleeds. There are so many gods presented to all of us, so many sources, because as you know, in 12 steps, you have that third step, let go, let God. Well, who is that source? Who is that source? What divine being is it? Is it the universe? Is it the earth? What is it, And I've been here's the thing. I've been present in churches. I was in a Hindu temple with my wife in Sri Lanka. This beautiful couple dressed in their temple clothing in the Hindu temple had their newborn child, and they presented the child to the priest. And my training said, this is wrong. Then tears came out of the mother, out of the father, and I said, Jesus is here because these two people are committed, are faithful to one another. They want to raise that child and give it the love that God has to give it. I was in a mosque. I wouldn't go in a mosque. My wife was in New York on 9/11. I had preconceived notion. We were in a hotel, and in Dubai, and I saw this thing on TV, and these guys had walkie-talkies, and they looked like the Taliban, and they were yelling at each other. And then I saw a kid with this older gentleman, and they were yelling and yelling. I thought, oh my gosh, they're training this kid to be a suicide bomber. Do you know what they were doing? I don't speak Arabic. It was a camel race. They were chasing their camels who were in a lot of pain. They wanted their camels to win because they wanted to win the prize. But I had these preconceived ideas of how it's supposed to be or what it is. I know nothing. I'm a wreck. But Jesus is a carpenter. And he fixes things. And I believe with all my heart that Jesus is God. And he is what's created the freedom in my life to see people without lines in the sand. To see people. That doesn't mean I don't get angry if somebody blocks my, pathway. Tina will tell you that. He moves fast at the airport. But I'm telling you, everybody matters. Jesus took care of it. We see, and I know it's 20 minutes, but we think of things in a chronological order. We see things as time, like down the road, or this or that. One day on the earth is, I don't know what on Jupiter. I would hate to have one day on Jupiter. That would be a very long time. I'd be like 3 years old, I think. I don't know the math. But time is irrelevant. And all the suffering in the world, we go, why are we praying for Afghanistan? Why are we praying that COVID ends? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Matt Maher wrote this amazing song, where were you when I was suffering? Where were you when my parents were beating me? Where were you when I was going through this problem or this problem? Where were you? Oh, you were on the cross. Jesus is on the cross. And God forbid we talk about the cross. But thinking of that suffering for me as somebody who is scarred, who's been born again because my heart was changed, literally. God said, change your heart, so I took that. You just get good insurance, please. But he's been chasing me my whole life, and I have put up a wall with, this is how it is because this is tradition. He recklessly tore it down and has been chasing me. And I'm finally, after 47 years of my life, I'm free. He took care of it. He is the Christ. He wants to heal everyone. But here's the ironic thing. He already did. It's just hard to accept. We have to layer it with a to-do list.
He took the list away. Sounds like for you.
Yeah, she knows I'm not a list person. I'm a musician.
Paul, thanks for sharing your story, part of
Thank
your
you,
story
man.
with us, brother. It's
Love
so
you.
awesome. Would you play a couple more songs for
Yes.
us? And we'll get some ice cream and...
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I love you, brother. Caleb, how are you? Thank you, man. Caleb is one of the pastors here. Man. Was that 20 minutes or did that go longer? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. So I used to in concerts have somebody pick 3 notes, and it's been a long time, so I actually want to try this. I need somebody to pick me 3 notes, and from that we'll just see what happens. Try to make up a song. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you can blame whoever gave me the 3 notes. So do we have a volunteer that would like to choose? Oh, okay, come on up. Come on up. What's your name? Emily. Okay, Emily, do you play the piano? Oh, good. Oh, geez. Oh, no. How long have you played the piano?
Since I was around 9.
Okay, because you get to pick 3 notes. I mean, wherever you want. I mean, it's well, I mean, it depends on how you want your song to sound. So, I don't get greedy, but I mean, like, 3 notes. 3 notes. It could be the tritone. I mean, we'll try to.
Can they be just 3 any random, or do they have to be like in a row?
When was the last time you played a song? What, do you have a favorite song? Oh, really? Do you have a song memorized?
I do a lot of like improvising.
She does improvising. What if I give you 3 notes? Why don't we give her 3 notes?
We could try it. It might not be very good, but we'll see.
Jesus does awesome things, so let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna pick 3 notes. This was not planned. 3 notes. Let's see. That one?
That's good.
Okay, what is that one?
D?
Okay, yeah, it's a white one. And let's see.
All right. It's an F sharp.
Oh, it is F sharp or G flat. Oh, geez. You got 2. See, you can. Okay. Okay, one more. Do what?
Oh no.
What?
I'm,
You want? What?
no, it's okay. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Have fun. Have fun. What's this song about?
I have no idea. We'll find out.
Okay. Yes, we will. Okay. Thank you, Lord. Okay, here we go. All right. The debut. Wow. Wow. Round of applause. Come in the light. Come stand in the light. Come take a bow. You're a whoa. I'm going to retire tonight. God has called other people to the job, so congratulations. Between you and Nate Hardy over here, I mean, if you haven't heard Nate Hardy's music, go look online. Thank you so much. Give her another round of applause. Wow.
Do you still want me to choose 3 notes for you?
I don't think so. I think that was no. Okay, all right, show off. Go over there. Thank you. Wow. I know what you're thinking. Man, yeah, I'm just amazed. Well, how do you top that? So, I think I just want to leave you with a song. Okay? This last piece of music, I don't know where it came from. Well, I do. And I remember getting this email from a young man in Iraq whose family was killed in the first Gulf War, and he was mad. And he had taken a job on a U.S. military base, of all places. Soldiers, casualties of war, his family had been killed. But he took a job on the base, and I got this email saying that this guy was contemplating suicide. He was just done. And then he was going down this hall and he heard this song. And in the moment, he felt Allah say, I love you. You should live. And then somebody very close to me who I love this person, says to me, I can't feel the Spirit of God. I'm doing everything they told me to do. I show up, I do every activity. I can't feel it. Why don't I feel it? What's wrong with me? Is it because I have friends who are gay? I said, I want you to close your eyes. And that's what I want all of you to do right now. I want you to close your eyes. I said, go with me. I said, you're in this dusty, gross, weird place. You don't recognize it. There's dust everywhere. There's this limestone rock. It's just, there's noise, there's wind, there's dust. And all of a sudden you look up and you see this rusty piece of wood that's just in this post, and you see this blood and it's just dripping down, and then you look up and then you see these feet nailed to this pole. Not the way we think of where it's through the foot, but it's through the side. And this person on the cross, you know who this is. This is Jesus. And you have a pole, like a nail that is going in one side of his foot, through the other side, into the post, out the other side. And so there's no platform. And then you see that, this man, this person, you can't really see his face because he's drenched in blood. And he's so strong that they put a nail in his hand, but it was going to tear, so they put it in through his wrist. And in that moment, you see him look at you. And I did this for you. I'm here for you. I'm taking your place. And you know that you belong on that cross. You know, because you've made choices that have made you feel like so much suffering, so much pain. How am I ever going to heal? What's it going to take for me to heal? What's it going to take to heal the world, to heal everything, to help my friend feel respected and loved and appreciated, to help me have self-esteem, to help me feel wanted, to help me feel worthy, because I've been told I'm not worthy. I have to do this and this and this and this and this. How do I feel worthy? And he's taking your place. You don't have to. You don't have to. And that person at that moment said, I feel him. I know. And so for that person at that moment who needed that, and some of you may have felt that, some of you may have not, but that is something I want you to think about as I play this song. You don't have to keep those chains bound to you, thinking I have all these things I need to do in order to feel freedom. You just need to accept that you are valuable, that you are loved, that you are worthy, that Jesus, the God who bleeds, the God who weeps, is recklessly pursuing you. And all he's asked is that you trust him and love him because he's loving you. So this is Redeemer. Thank you. Well, I want to end tonight with another song with Steele. So, Steele, do you still have that guitar? Whoa! So this song, this is another one of these songs. Like I don't know why they never gave me a voice to sing. It clears the room, I know, but I've had this surgery. I've had all these tubes. I sound like the Godfather making offers you can't refuse. So, anyways, I can't yell at my wife. She yells at me. No, but this song is how I feel. This song is how so many people who have encountered Jesus that know what it's like to be loved, to have all those chains removed, and to feel the freedom. It doesn't make you a better person. You're still in need of a sponsor. Jesus is the best sponsor of all. It's a good program. It's a great program. The only program you need, you and Jesus. So, let's play what I feel. I know you feel it, and I know you feel it. So this is Burn. Burn for you. Burn for you.
Break my heart, take my dreams, they're only in the way of what's better than I ask or imagine. You're my home, you're my place each and every word you say set me on fire, fire for you, fire for you. Set my heart on fire so that I can burn for you. Set my heart on fire, let them see me burn for you. A face like stone and a heart like wax and a passion for the dead. And failing love is what you've asked and you've imagined. The offered lives of the weakest ones are known to change the world. You set them on fire, fire for you, fire for you. Set my heart on fire so that I can burn for you. Set my heart on fire, let them see me burn for you. Set my heart on fire so that setting my heart on fire. Let them see me burn for you. Setting my heart on fire so that I can burn for you. Set our hearts on fire so that we can burn for you.
Hey, let's please thank Paul Cardall for being here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming, Paul. It's an honor to have you. I'm going to invite Bill Young up here on stage. Don't leave yet. If you haven't done that raffle, go ahead and fill it out. He's got some winners here for us. And then we're going to have some ice cream. So we're so glad that you guys came. So honored that you are here. Bill, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks again, Paul. Give it up for Paul. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so I have my Vanna White Jeannie McEnroe right here. So we have the winners. It's all electronic, so if you're in the audience, first of all, we have an Amazon gift card, $25, right here. And the first name on the list is Gigi Lundgren. She here? Gigi, come on up. Next, we have a Leatherbees gift bag here. We have a $25 gift card plus some awesome hot fudge and some ice cream cones from Leatherbees. And our winner is Shiley Jackson. Is Shiley here tonight? Yes? Shiley got some Leatherbees. And my wife put all these together. This is a really cool one. This is a Cinemark bag. It's got a $30 movie gift card and all kinds of snacks that you can sneak into the movie theater. We all do it, let's just be honest. And the winner, number 3, Isabel Santiago. Is Isabel here? Okay, she is. Very good. All right, my wife loves this place. Gourmandise, have you heard of it? Oh, yeah. It is so good. This is a $25 gift card. And she was just going to get a box, but she decided to go to Gourmandise and buy a gooey chocolate layered dessert is actually in the box with the $25 gift card. And our winner is Logan Sadler. Logan, come on up, man. All right, and this is our last one. This one has a lot of meaning. This is a Steel Crosswhite. We have put out a lot of music here at the church, and Steel has 2 signed albums, 2 CDs there, and Paul Cardall, he's got the Broken Miracle album. He signed that CD. Also, we have a couple T-shirts and some other things in there. It's kind of the gift package for tonight. And our winner, ready? Amber Morris is a winner right there, right here. This row is a really lucky row, it looks like. Hey, we just want to thank you again for coming. That was a special night, wasn't it? It was my wife and I just sat there going, you know, we're going to have to get some of his albums because this is awesome. It was so good. And we're thankful that you're here. And they have already, listen, we went all out. We dressed up our ice cream people with hats and aprons, and I made them wear bow ties for you guys. And we have 30 gallons of ice cream we have to eat, so you have a half gallon apiece before you can leave. Please hang out, enjoy. Thank you. God bless you for coming tonight.
place my hand upon the pillars, for I no longer see. So much life and time was wasted, and soon I will be free. I can hear their worship and praising their false god. Well, you use me now to judge them and to punish with the wrong.